live up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip the switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders.
What up? What up? What is up? Happy Pump Day to one and all. It's Wednesday, September 3rd. Big day in a White Contender Series stream last night. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully some of you guys were able to check it out. I'm trying to check out what the heck is going on with Twitter. The Twitter connections. Not right. Not properly communicated. Very strange. Very, very strange. Oh well, we're going anyways because it's Wednesday. And big Wednesday night, you know the deal. Sean Fox will be back ready to do his thing starting live at 7:30 tonight. So it's a very important window of games. I was looking at the card. There's really nothing popping off after like 9 p.m. I think the last game we'll talk about is going to be in that San Francisco, Colorado spot. And that be it for the starts. So live betting will be at a premium tonight. You'll be able to check that out. What's going on? What is going on? Man, I don't know what is going on with this. Go live. StreamYard's lost access to your Twitter account. How could that be? Oh well. What are you gonna do? One day till the NFL. Tomorrow night we will be live. Dallas Eagles. I'm on the Cowboys. I officially made my bet. I didn't think it was going to get much better. I got 8.5. Is it going to get to 9? I don't know. If it does, I'll bet it again. Too many points. Just simply too many points. Both teams motivated. Lots of time coming in. We'll talk about that game tomorrow. And then, of course, we'll be live for it. You know, unders. Probably not a bad look there either. But we'll talk some player props and all that other fun stuff tomorrow, too. In the meantime, if you like totals, tonight's the show for you. More specifically, if you like overs, this is the show for you. We've got Dodgers Pirates action. We've got Seattle Mariners, Tampa Bay Rays action. Atlanta and Cubs, Philly and Millie. Philly Milwaukee versus Milwaukee. The Yankees in Houston will close up shop in baseball with San Francisco and Colorado, and then we will roll on in. I've actually got 2 WNBA plays for everybody out there. Yeah, Peter, I think so. Dallas in the under, certainly not a bad look, my friend. I think that's a good shot to go. I see the question from Silent Rob. The SZN. I'll get this in there as well. I'll get you guys all set up here to help. This is the link to get involved in the Survivor Pool. That there's a ton of packages that this SCN puts out. Not affiliated whatsoever with us, other than this is where we play, and they pay. Truly, and they pay pretty damn fast. So, legit site. I can personally vouch that I have been paid by winning a Survivor. It was a golf Survivor and a British Open Championship for a couple G's. And they paid off, I think it was like within 7 to 10 days or something like that. It was fast. I mean, all things considered, It's fast. That being said, the package that we're involved in, that I'm involved in, is the Classic Bundle. The NFL Classic Bundle gives you a big Survivor entry. That's the one that pays out up to $100,000 in prizes. $50K to first place. A second Survivor entry that starts week 5. For all of us that get busted early, we got a second chance. There's a weekly pick'em with prizes. There's a playoff pick'em with prizes. And that's the 4-spot bundle. Check it out. Or don't. Shout out the razor sharp picks in the house. Man, what am I having all kinds of problems today?
Huh. That should be better. That should be better. Kenny Wood, I think we all got on it yesterday. Well, I don't know about all of us, but I jumped in. I took a taste on it as well. So as I was saying, now that you can probably properly hear me, Thursday Night Football is going to be fun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be dual streamed with our guy, Razor Sharp Picks. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You know the deal. Live betting, cocktails, shit talking, name calling, making fun of the Green Bay Packers, all of that stuff rolled into one live stream on Thursday nights. Hey, we are going live for Friday. Friday Night Football down in Brasilia de Brazil. Going to be live with that Kansas City and Chargers game. I think I'm going to take the Chargers in that spot. I think I'm going Chargers. Saturday we'll be live for the UFC. 12 p.m. start. I think I said 11. I was looking at DraftKings the other day. They had it for 11. It's 12. 12 p.m. start for UFC. That'll be a fun day. That's gonna encompass a ton of college football, MLB. Man, got to do a lot of capping. Got to get capping all ready for Saturday. Then we go live Sunday for Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. Tuesday we'll be back for Dana White Contender Series. And then that brings us back to next Wednesday, where it all starts again. First Strike we'll have out there tonight, getting the plays ready to go for everybody for this Paris card. Of course, you can check out VB MMA Picks, and Ramon Scott did their UFC Paris show Monday. That's available out there for you guys to check out. But I still don't know why. I was trying to give it a second, but I don't know why. Why, oh, why? Let's see if that did it. Boom. Boom. That's just like that. We got it all fixed up. It's all set and ready to go. But if you're looking to get involved in the Survivor pool, I think it's like $10 to just do the Survivor entry. It's called the Big Survivor. Play till you lose. And hopefully you don't lose early like we did last year with the Cincinnati Bengals. Disgusting. But what else we got going on? That's probably about it. Feels like that's about it, doesn't it? Give or take, carry the one, something like that. Struggled a little bit yesterday for sure. Toronto and Barrios were a deadly combination. Pulled them in the second inning. They were up like 8-1 in the first inning or whatever. And I was feeling good. And then he got blasted. Exposed. And I took that donkey that we were talking about. The Pirates, though, come through on top. 9-7 final. Miami goes that bad. They are done, I think, physically and mentally for the season. 5-2 loss to the Nationals. Oakland blows it at the end. 2-1 loss to St. Louis. But the under cashed for us. So we got the under 8.5. We split those games. Yankees blasted them. 7-1 final for the Yanks. The Rockies just couldn't get it together. 7-4 final. First 5 under 4.5 in the Baltimore spot was disgusting. 5-2 in the Liberty. Well, we heard the breaking news live last night. No Ionescu. No bueno. 66-58. Wrong team was favored. The Liberty should not have been favored and took a beating, outright beating. Lots of dogs barking. But we got 2 spots in the WNBA tonight, so we'll get the Sparks and Dream game going. We'll get some action in the sun and sky. Sun and sky, how about that? Who thought? Earth, wind, and rain. Sun and sky. I don't know. I know we got our first cash of the day in the 2-0 Diamondbacks victory out there. The under was the play that I gave out. Put it on the community post tab. Put it out on Winnable. So you can check that action out. Now, we're going to split these, though. So it's just transparency here. Full transparency. The Baltimore Padres under. Smashed. Ugly. 7-4. Over. We talked about juice balls last night. And then it's funny how I was looking at a couple of things, but I this morning when I was looking at the card, I was like, wow, this could be a really good day for overs. And after thinking about the juice balls last night, dehydrated, excuse me, while I thanks, Peter. All right, you guys, let's get to work. Let's fix this camera. Let's do this. There we go. Got a busy night ahead of us, so there's no sense in dilly-dallying. Appreciate everybody that's joined us here. If you haven't done so already, it's a great time to smash that thumbs up button. Gonna need some extra air support today because the Twitter feeds are not working properly. Let's see. Okay. Did that do it? Did that do it? No. Fucking weird. Oh, well. Time to smash that thumbs up button. Let's get to work. Okay. Amanda Anisimova defeats Iga Swiatek. You know, I'm amongst friends here, right? I can speak my mind, right? Talked about the LPGA a few years back. A buddy of mine used to go to see the LPGA when they came to town every single year. Used to laugh. And so, I commented, man, it's not even like they're that attractive. I'm going to talk. And I'll speak my mind. Well, the LPGA has freshened, fully circular, full sail. I mean, look at that. Some dynamite athletes. Women's tennis might need to, I don't know. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know. It's inappropriate. I know that. Thank you guys all for joining us, though. Silent Rob is here. Says, what's the name of the SCN pool bundle? Yeah, the classic bundle for me. Old E, rocking and rolling. So smash that like button. Stop Geo. Says, good luck on your bets tonight. Peter Gracia says, what up, Mikey? Beautiful weather for the baseball. For baseball. Let's cash. 9 Legacy in the house. Peter, I did say that. Yes, Dallas and the under. We're all caught up. Shut them. Gonzo in the house says, what's up, everyone? Shout out to you, Gonzo. Stop Geo says, Kenny Wood. Yeah, 1 unit, brother. Ken Wood says, I'm rolling with you guys for the max bet it would allow me. Peter Gracia says, Razor Sharps in the house. Nicholas Handy's here. Says, Nestor Cortez. Man, Nestor Cortez, huh? Cortez. Man, oh, man. What do you give up? Back-to-back homers, too? Padres are live to come back in this game right now. Bottom of the 7th inning. 6:40 p.m. is the first game that we've got action in here. For the late slate, 7-5 now. Padres coming back. Emmett Sheehan will take the bump for the Dodgers. Braxton Ashcraft will take the bump for the Pirates. I'll tell you, yesterday we talked a little bit about that Colorado and Pittsburgh spot. Funny how I talked about two free plays I gave out the other day were Pirates and Colorado, and we generated about a half a unit. Pretty much the same thing happened yesterday. Sprinkled those money lines plus the run lines, ended up ahead. I don't know if I can get there today. Sharp Perspective Betting was on said Pirates yesterday. Sharp Perspective Betting on the Phillies today. Also a couple unders. Arizona, Texas, that one cashed. Detroit and the Mets under 9.5. That one cashed. San Diego, Baltimore under 8.5. No good. No go. But no access, no thought process on. They're just not buying into the Pirates being able to take down the Dodgers 2 days in a row. And I see why. I get it. Makes sense. I mean, yeah, that's a tall order. Dodgers are still a playoff team, of course. And 80% of the bets, 90% of the cash are on the Dodgers. There is a little bit of reverse line movement, though. Has come down 10 cents. 95% of the bets and 95% of the cash are on the over. I told you I thought this was an over day. Turns out not all of them are going to be overs, though. I like the under in this game. This just comes down to me to just pitching opportunities out there. Ashcraft, he's been doing all right. He's been a bullpen guy. But the pitching staff of the Pirates have been able to keep runs off the board. They've given up 19 runs over 5 games. We've seen that the Dodgers are semi-struggling to get their shit together. And for some reason, was this changed from Ohtani? Was Ohtani supposed to get the go for this one? Does anybody know? I don't know. Look at bottom line for the Dodgers. Their bats are just not hitting the ball hard. Their isolated power is 183. I mean, that's as low as it's been all season right now. Their BABIP, when they're getting the ball and is it getting in play, it's at a 253. So yeah, inconsistency. That's why we took that shot for the Pirates yesterday. Thought it was going to be a lower scoring game than it was with that 9-7, but I think in a fire back situation, they roll out here. And I think the Dodgers under 8.5 can get us across the finish line out there. So Peter Grassi says, can't believe Crochet gave up 4 dingers. Yeah. How about that White Sox first 5? Had the White Sox first 5 yesterday at pushes, and then they end up winning the game. And I haven't been giving out a lot of first 5s. Yeah, see, you guys are with me. You thought he was pitching too. I mean, in this case, I've been vocal before about not. I play action. I mean, very rarely am I is the pitching change going to fuck with me in some capacity. To the degree in this game, though, with an under, I like it because if you're the Pirates and you spend all night getting ready to face Ohtani, and they pull the switch up at the last minute, and you got Emmett Sheehan coming in here, I think advantage Sheehan. Just haven't had time to prep for him. So, that being said, we'll start this under. Starts under 8.5. Robert Franklin says Pirates money line. I can't fault you for that, dude. I just don't know. Jay Main says Dodgers scored 7 or more runs. 3 out of 4 games versus the Pirates. Yeah. It's not for the faint of heart, this play, but it's the opening play. So that's how we'll pop the top on the shop here tonight. Fucking somebody stole the name of my football show. Unbelievable. Stole the fucking name of my gambling show. Stole the name of my football show. Unfucking believable. People aren't that. Can't come up with your own. Can't come up with your own ideas. I heard that today. I fucking shook my head. It's unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, I'm going to get involved on an over in this game. This is probably, I made it. This was the last play I made. And it's probably my least favorite spot on the card that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. Because you just don't know what you're going to get when it comes to having to count. Now, we do know that it is Tampa, small baby park. Plus, Seattle plays better and hits more runs on the road. So, Rose says, copyright, piracy violation. What happened? What happened? Who had a piracy? Who had a copyright? Are we copywritten? Looks like we're going now. Looks like we're all set and ready to roll. Anyways, let me check. Oh, I was checking. I was like, shit, we played some stuff live last night. I thought we might have had a copywritten situation out there. Yeah, man. Fucked up. Fucked up. Couldn't believe it when I heard it. So anyways, with these two pitchers in this spot, in this situation here, I mean, look, Adrian Hauser's going on the Tampa Bay side of things. He's got a 2.85 ERA, and Jorge Kirby's got a 3.84 ERA. So on the surface, yeah, they're decidedly low overall in the season. Seattle's about toast. They can't find a win to save their lives. It seemed like, well, I thought last night would be the go spot for him out there. Jorge Kirby. This one comes down to just the batters versus the pitchers in this situation. I think this thing goes over early. I think we see a lot of runs overall in the game itself. When you look at the batters versus pitchers lineup, that was the part that got me the most. You look at, let me pull it up. When you look at Jorge Kirby, yeah, the Tampa Bay side doesn't have any exposure against him. 3 guys have seen him. Yandy Diaz, he's a beast. But Junior Caminero hasn't seen him. Jake Mangum. Pretty much the whole squad. On the other side of things, Adrian Hauser's getting blistered by almost everybody on the squad. Cal Raleigh, 5 at-bats, 2 hits for a 400. Julio Rodriguez, 500. Eugenio Suarez, 318. Dominic Canzone, 500. JP Crawford, good spot for a home run for JP tonight. Down in the bottom, 9-hole, is hitting 600. Got to take a look there. I think that's worth some good money, too. We talked last night about the Jazz Chisholm home run at plus 600. JP Crawford should be able to go yard. I like that spot. I think he's a good look here. If you're gonna get involved, you're gonna have a little fun. There's some prop bets out there. There's some boosts out there as well that you can add 33%. Hey, he's pricing out around 1,100 right now, 1,150 at BetMGM. Guy's hitting a 600 with 2 ribbies against Adrian Hauser. So not a terrible look, not a bad way to try to get paid. But as far as the total's concerned, this one this is some intersecting zeros for sure. And I mentioned Jorge Kirby and how the batters for Tampa haven't seen this guy very often, right? Well, it actually doesn't matter. Jorge Kirby in the road games, if he had a pitch count less than 100 and saw more than 23 batters, what does that mean? It means he was shoving. His games go over. 7-0 to the over. Jorge Kirby, 14.6 of the average runs we're seeing in those games. So after a good start, he gets blasted. Tampa Bay, 10-0 to the over. When they're playing a better team that puts a lot of guys on base. Pretty straightforward. When the team that they're playing has a better record than Tampa, and they're averaging more than 6.5 guys on base, they're going over 10 straight times to a total of 11.5 runs a game. And you got the over on the Seattle side of things to pivot back away from Jorge Kirby and talk specifically about Seattle. Non-divisional games off a road loss. They scored in the 9th inning. they're getting 13.5 runs on average in those spots. So decent samples, intersecting zeros. Quite the opportunity out there. Jazz hit 2 dingers, says Peter Carrasio. That was funny. That was fun stuff. Quite the dehydrated fella today. Okay. 7:30-ish. Live show tonight. Rose says if someone takes the idea as copyright trademark. I know. I should have. I don't know what it costs to copyright something, but nobody's going to want it after I copyright it anyways. They just thought it was a good idea. They saw that it got views. It made the YouTube algorithm, and they're like, we'll take that. We'll take that name. Okay. Cubbies. Lots of love for the Cubs today. Holy smokes. White Sox Twins. I think Minnesota can bounce back. Braves and Cubs open at 8.5. It has moved down to some 8s right now. You've got 146 on the price tag for the Cubbies. Has come down. You have public hammering the Cubs, 82% of the bets, but 60% of the cash are on the Braves. It's come down 15 cents. Probably a red flag for the Cubs. But this total has 92% of the bets and 83% of the cash on the over, and it's dropping. 8.5's down to 8s. I think it's a tricky little spot there to get involved. It's ground chuck. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Kate Horton. Thought I saw C. Morton. Hit the restart on this whole damn thing. Bryce Elder on the other side with a 5.85 ERA for Atlanta. So this is the inevitable challenge here, because if I was going to play a side, it would be Cubs first 5. But I don't know if I want to lay the run line. And the money line's pricey at minus 160. The reason I would say that is because Bryce Elder has been getting busted up. And he's on the road with a 4.82 ERA coming off of his best start of the season. 7 innings pitched against them fighting Phils. Philly walk A. Only 3 hits, 1 earned run allowed. But I do like that and think that supports us in taking a stab at this under, because if you start to get into form, it's plenty time into the season to do it, then they might as well do it right now. And, you know, there's a big MLB system. 2,800 games in the sample. Almost 3,000 in the sample. And it just shows the hitting elements are favorable to the under in this game. And I get it. You know, when we're sitting here at Wrigley and we're not seeing 9s, the wind's probably not blowing out. That means it's going to have a shot to keep it lower scoring. Thanks, Rose. Appreciate you, my dude. Rose likes the Cubs money line. Okay. Irish King says, cash the team total over in the Padres. Says, lost hope on it. When you don't watch it, it hits. Yep, that's how it works for me. DraftKings. They need some show names. I'll give them some show names over there at DraftKings. But I'm going to jump in on this under 8.5. Like I said, I think we got a guy here. Well, he's not the best pitcher in the world. He's gobbling up innings. 6 innings, 7 innings, 5 innings, 6 innings, 7 innings. So one blip on the radar was against the White Sox. He gave up 8 earned runs. Bryce Elder did. And, of course, we know on the other side of things with Kate Horton, what do you want to say? The guy's been playing the game, doing his job. 1.71 ERA at home. Striking dudes out. Coming off of 4 strikeouts his last game here, but another guy, 6 innings. Had a tough one, went 2 1/3. 4 hits. Gave up 1 home run. Bounces back. That was against Milwaukee, by the way. Bounces back, 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned. Colorado at Coors. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. It was at Coors. Plenty of opportunity for this game to stay under the number. We got the reverse line movement in there. What up, Nut Flush? Shout out to Ramon Scott. Says Padres Mason Miller just pitched an immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 9 strikes. Uno, dos, Adios. Nice. Appreciate all you guys checking us out. We're rolling. Twitter was not working right, so the notifications don't go out timely sometimes, and that's the way it goes. But we'll keep her rolling. Keep her moving. All right. Philly-Milwaukee versus Milwaukee. I just made that up. We'll see who takes that one. And I like the over. This should be a bring your glove to the ballpark night. Pay for the extra long parking because it's going to take a while for this game. This should be a batter's duel. Sharp Perspective Betting came in on the Phillies, as I mentioned to you. Overall, we look at the numbers. We'll talk about the splits. I'll talk about some trends, but I did jump in on this over because I do expect it to be a rock'em sock'em ball flying out situation. 95% of the bets, 87% of the cash. On the over, it went from 8.5 to a 9. And I'm good with the 9. I'm not too concerned about the push in this case. Reverse line movement on the side. Think about that. So you got the Sharp Respective Betting report coming through saying that they're tagging the Phils. And this line's come down with 70% of the bets and 80% of the cash on the Brewers. It's come down 10 cents. Somebody cracked it. Somebody cracked it good. And they were concerned enough about the person that bet that money or the team or the syndicate or whomever that they moved this number down considerably. Aaron Nola, Jose Quintana. We know the Phillies pitching woes. You know, when you're bringing in Walker Buehler, you know things are not going great. And Nola's struggling with a 6.47 ERA. Jose Quintana's the lefty. He rolls in here with that 3.69 ERA. And look, he's got a 5.05 ERA at home. Jose Quintana. Struggled his last outing. That's the big piece here is we got a guy that fell off of form. He was going 6 consistently. His last start was at home against Arizona. He went into the 4th inning. He got busted up. 6 earned runs. Couldn't keep him away from the home baseline. Nola on the other side of things. Yeah. 6.47 ERA. I like this. I like the Phils. I like that they're jumping in on that. This guy can't catch a win, though. He's 0-4 with a 6.39 ERA. That's an issue. But you know the deal. We've got some intersecting trends here. So, whoops. Just trying to read my notes and I can't read my notes. I don't know what happened. Don't know what happened, but I do know this. The Phillies are 8-0 when they're rest against a team that scores 37 to 40% of the time they get runners on base. Kind of a unique little number that we haven't battle tested very often. They are 12-0 to the over. If they allowed more than 7 runs the previous game, in other words, when their defense starts to struggle, it stays struggling. And they're averaging 11.5 runs a game, 11.6 runs per game in those situations. The Brewers, 8-0 to the over. If they had more than 6 runs and less than 10 strikeouts and left 7 runners on base. It's a little bit of meat to chew on that bone, but ultimately what that tells you is they're hitting the ball, they're getting on base, they're showing plate discipline, and it's leading to runs. It's baseball 101 when it comes to offense. They're averaging 13.1 total runs a game. I think it's a great spot for us to crack this over and take a shot here with this 9 at reasonable price tag. What up, Vitalis? In Fresno, chasing some people. What are we on tonight? Got to take this over. You know, Rose says the side judge cheated last night. That's what got the Phillies to win. There you go. Team total over 4.5 and 5.5 for Nut Flush. Nicholas Haney says no PCA tonight. Another good reason to jump in on that under. Cubbies under. Stop Just is putting the boosts to use. Cowgirls Eagles 50% anytime touchdown boost. Saquon 2+ touchdowns. Cashed in the opener last season. Goes with his game script of a Dallas blowout. I like I like Jalen Hurts to get the first touchdown. That's not vodka. I need some water. It's going to be tough with these live streams. Said I'm going to have to switch to beers. Ugh, doesn't even sound good. Ugh, I've never been an IPA guy, so that does not float my boat. Yankees and Astros with some runs. I do like the Yankees. I have strong lean to the Yankees in this spot. I may have shared that with the Win Club. Hint, hint. And it just comes down to the fact that they're still rolling. We talked about them yesterday. I said, if this is the trap spot, then I'm all in because this team's playing. And I ain't laying that kind of number when it comes to what the Astros were commanding. The Astros had just been shut out recently. Multiple games. But this is a pitching battle that's, I think you have to give this some attention when it comes down to this over. And it's Willie Warren that scares me, as he should. 7-0 to the over after a road start and allowed more than 4 hits. Pretty straightforward. He's on the road. He got hit more than 4 times, and he goes over that next game. It's not just that he goes over. The margins in the lines tonight with these totals, got to see juice balls. 5.3 runs over the total in those Will Warren starts. I mean, that's like double the score of the total. And Houston, when we're between the 125s, they're not sure if they're going to smash or not. They're 16-0 to the over. If the opponent's bullpen allows less than 2.25 runs. But the margin, 11.2 total runs in those games being scored. Yankees 11-0 to the over on the road when they're in the favorite position, as they are, minus 125, 126. When the total is greater than a 7.5, if they had 3 home runs or more the previous game. They're a road favorite for a reason. They're not suggesting a baseball pitcher's duel, and the Yankees can crack it going yard, as we saw with Jazz last night. 13.7 are the average runs being scored in those games. Every one of those has some of the meatiest margin for an over. It's not like we're looking at a 0.1 in the margin, right? You got an 8.5 or a 9, and they're getting 9.1 runs. Like that's a shit trend. I would never share a trend with you guys like that. I'm looking for him to see some substantial and sizable hitting opportunities out there, and that's what these are looking at for us. So Rose says, Yanks money line again, though. I like it. What up, subhuman gaucho? Jay Main says, Yankees run line, free cash. Yeah, when they win by margin, right? So I'm in on the Yankees over. I got this 9. I realize I don't think I gave you guys the splits in this one. Spot that just missed my card. The over in the Angels and Royals. 90% of the bets, 91% of the cash on the over. 740 start. I just don't I'm not seeing any movement on the total. It's like it's not budged at all. In fact, it's kind of looking like it's juiced to the under. It's still roughly a pick. It just hasn't moved enough for me to get excited about it. 70% of the bets, 51% of the cash are on the Yankees. It has moved a couple of cents. It's funny because it was sitting around minus 126 all day. It's now sitting around minus 129. And there's that movement. 93% of the bets, 90% of the cash on the over. It's gone from 8.5 to a 9. With the supporting trends to boot. Jason Alexander with a 2.96 ERA. Misleading, maybe. Problem is, you got all the evidence in the world suggests this should be a lower scoring game. Neither guy has really been hit by the other team. But when you dig in deeper, you see that nobody's faced Will Warren yet on the Houston side of things. And the guys that faced Jason Alexander saw him one start. I was willing to forgive and forget that. I know he's got a 4-1 record with a 4.61 ERA. In 6 innings, only got hit 1 time against the Yankees the last time out. Granted, that was 4 games ago. But he has a history of imploding the next time through. If you look at his last starts against Baltimore, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits. He got 2 earned runs. Pretty decent start, only getting hit 3 times. Very next game, he plays Baltimore again. Goes into the 6th inning, gets hit 8 times. That's almost 3 times more than he got hit the previous spot out there. So once the book's out, once you realize who he is pitching at you, Jason Alexander, I think the second time through the team has the advantage. That's why I like the Yankees a lot. For show purposes here, we'll talk about the over. We'll talk about this total. We'll lock in. I like the Yankees and the over. Fuck it. When in doubt, parlay it out. Nasty Nate says the Red Sox smash. And the Celtics are going to win the second quarter. Celtics trifecta. All right, we got 2 games left here. Actually, I'm sorry, I've got 3. I've got some WNBA. I got action on both the WNBA games. So let's get moving. I told you, lots of totals today. Lots of overs today. San Francisco Giants. Robbie Ray, Herman Marquez. Marquez at home in Colorado. Probably wishes he was anywhere else. If he double clicks those heels of his, he's probably not going anywhere. Robbie Ray on the other side of things for the San Francisco Giants. What Giants team are we going to see? Now, they bashed us yesterday. Fucked us yesterday. Downright fucked us. Skull fucked us. That donkey we were talking about got busy. 7-4 was the final. That got to 11. That was good enough to cash the over. Depending on the line that you got, I think it was sitting around 10.5. Today, it's gone up. Today, we've seen movement. 91% of the bets, 95% of the cash are on the San Francisco Giants. It's come down 27 cents. Red flag. The 11's gone to 11.5. 93% of the bets, 92% of the cash. I can understand why you want to get involved in the Giants business here. Herman Marquez, just bad. Just bad. All around. When he starts against a divisional team, he's perfect 6-0 to the over this season. Average number of runs being scored? Smidge over 15 a game. That basically says they've got tape and history against the guy, and they use it to bash him like a fucking clubbed baby seal rolling around on the beach shore. San Francisco 16-0 to the over on the road after a divisional game where they had 31% or more base runners scoring. In other words, divisional game, they're not at home where we know that Marine layer can wreak havoc. Their base runners are getting across the finish line. They're going over the total by 2.5 runs a game in those spots. And Colorado's 9-0 at home when they're playing a team that doesn't walk very often. In other words, they're hitting the pitcher, and they're going to be hitting Herman Marquez. The average number of runs that they're scoring are 14.5 in those games as well. So 3, I think, pretty good evidence cases with significant margin that say this game should go over. It's 11. It's up from yesterday's number for a reason. Should be perfect hitting elements out there in Denver as I looked at it. Didn't seem like there was any issues. Bobby Witt Jr., 4+ hits, runs, and RBIs for Jamie. And that's not a bad look. I like this over 2.5. I had written that one down earlier today. So that'll be the way that we wrap up Major League Baseball. Look at that. All totals on the baseball card today. Dodgers under 8.5, Tampa Bay over 8.5, Philly over 9, Cubs under 8.5, Yankees over 9, San Francisco over 11. I hear all those overs. I think of Jover, and it's a good time to remind you guys that the polls are up. Polls are posted in the post tab, and we'll continue to do them all season long because you guys fired at over a 70% rate last year when it came down to picking a side with the spread. 70% winners. It was amazing. And that was across all sports. It wasn't really related to just football. I mean, we had basketball trends. We had hockey polls in there. We had all kinds of stuff going on. And you guys fired. So make sure you do stop by, give it a click. Take a look before you place your bets out there because you don't want to get on the opposite side of this community. You'll pay the price. Nobody wants to pay that price. That just sucks. 2 games that I got involved with. I took the Sparks plus 7.5. I just don't know what to make of this Atlanta team. I know it says sun and sky on the board. I added this game. You know, I haven't been a dream believer. This line's come down, though, to 5. So there's been some late announcements, I think, in relation to injuries here, but or the, what do you call it? Load management. Cleveland's up 1-0. Cleveland is smashing. Look, yeah, they've won back-to-back games. It's like when they play a better team, I mean, they've been answering the bell. What do you want to say? Maybe I've been wrong. New York and Minnesota, it's their league. But apparently the Dream and the Aces haven't been told that. They beat up Minnesota. They beat up New York. They lost to the Aces. But here we go with the spot where the dog roll LA Sparks tend to fire. We know their overs were firing. They fired so much that they started to get overinflated. You started seeing 182s and 183s. Then they ran 4 straight unders before finally clipping an over that last game 2 nights ago at Seattle. So a little bit of road travel, but the 7.5 I felt was a good number. Fanatics, by the way. So if you're curious and you see that line has moved, you might still be able to sneak in there and grab a 7.5. And then I snuck in there and I grabbed the first half with the Sun. Here come the Sun. Strawberry Fields. You guys know that song? Here come the sun. First half, just the first half. I want to get in and out of this game. I've seen the sky start slow. We've seen this total stay low. And we see the Sun can fall apart like that. 3 reasons why I want to just get in this thing early. Now, from a total perspective, I was on the fence about the side, what I thought the total would do here, because shit, we saw that without my girl Angel, these girls couldn't score. Their totals went as low as 150s. I think 152.5. We saw one of them. Well, this is up 10 points now to 162.5. So it's come up 1 point from the opener at 161.5. Does that mean we're going to see points? I don't know. All I know is that they start slow, the total stay low, and for that reason here at a coin flip between the sides, I didn't want the half. I didn't want to take the plus a half. I just wanted to get the plus money opportunity, maximize our CLV here if we can, if this game can get across the finish line for us. So that's it. 6:53. We're going to put the bow on the show because you guys know Sean Fox and company will be along shortly to do a nice little Wednesday night sports betting show for you guys. Going to be a lot of fun this weekend. Get ready, get set, because we're going, man. We got live streams galore. NFL is back tomorrow. One more sleep till we get to that that Philadelphia Eagles game. I started looking at that. There's so many good games. There's so many college games. So it's a lot going on this weekend, you guys. Get ready. Pace yourselves. Enjoy your evening. Manage that bankroll so that we can clobber the books this weekend. Thank you guys all for checking the show out. Make sure if you haven't done so already, you smash that thumbs up button and leave a comment. Post-show comment. Tell me what you guys are on. Tell me what you're playing. Tell me what you're laying. Let's get after it, you guys. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. for pre-gaming. Then we will roll into our live stream. Can't wait. NFL is back, baby. Shout out to all you guys checking us out here tonight. We'll be back to do it again tomorrow. Lots of luck. Have a great evening. See you guys soon.